Patriotism by Daniel Miller. Against the clamouring wave of citizens, Commandant Odessa stood before the balcony above the citadel gates. Steadying his breathing, he spoke to the people he had vowed to protect since his inauguration as a soldier. "Citizens of Zades," his voice echoed over the crowd. "Today I stand before you, sharing your uncertainties in these final days before we fight for our survival and our freedom." The whole city listened to the echoes carried by the winds, gazing towards the balcony. Odessa kept his composure as the nervous beads of sweat began to trickle down the sides of his face. Ignoring them, he picked up his head and continued. "As I look over this city and its people, I promise you this. We will show no fear, and we will show no mercy to the invaders. On the shores of our country they will land, but on the shores of our country we shall stand shoulder to shoulder, arms ready, waiting for their boats to breach our shallows, waiting for their feet to touch our sands. We will fight, and we will win." The citizens began to mutter and mumble in uncertain anticipation, most of them being spurred on by his words. "With this fight, with our victory, we shall set an example to other nations, other empires, who dare to threaten the borders of our home, our kingdom. To them I say, we are unafraid of you and your power. We will not bend to your rule. We will fight until the last man. With the blood of our ancestors, with the glory of our fathers, victory will be ours." The streets and every balcony in the city broke out into a frenzy of cheers and powerful applause. From where he stood, Odessa looked over his audience of millions. He no longer felt the sweat or the shaking of nerves running under his face, but in his heart he felt the fires of duty which had burned underneath his armoured vest. "Commandant!" A young soldier stood to attention. He was no older than his own son. "The lookout has spotted the enemy's sails. The first wave is preparing." The commandant's self-celebration turned into a stern, silent rage. He picked up his helmet and turned away from the balcony toward his soldier. "Then prepare everyone already at the shoreline. We're going to war."